Very good evening, everyone. This is Rajendran here joining from OpenAlgo, and welcome everyone to Building Trading Strategies in Python, part one of the training session here. It's going to be a four-part series, which will be deeply diving into the basics of algorithmic trading using Python. So we'll be exploring everything from the eyes of Python, right? And of course, today's session is going to be an introductory session where we'll be getting through the very basics of how to automate your trades, or what are the key components when it comes to automating your trades, what you should learn from an Python perspective, like how we can build strategies pretty much faster using large language models. So we'll be using ChatGPT kind of tool to build Python trading strategies, how to do that, and what is OpenAlgo, and what are the capabilities of OpenAlgo right now, and what are the capabilities of OpenAlgo in the future. So that's what the primary discussion is likely to be. So I hope the audio and video quality is good enough to kickstart. If yes, simply type yes so that we can quickly kickstart with the session. I hope the screen is visible. All right, great. Thank you, Rajesh, Vishnu, Aishwarya, Rajesh, and Vishnu again, Nitin, Diksha, Kumar, Paras, and everyone. So without further delay, let's quickly kickstart. So I had divided into two different parts. Maybe the total session would have been, I would like to cover around 1 to 1.5 hours. So that's the estimated timeline. And the entire session is getting recorded. The recorded video will be available in the same portal, learn.marketcalls.in, and it is also available. We'll be posting it in the YouTube channels as well. So both OpenAlgo and Market Calls channel, you can see through those video by end of the day. Now, talking about automation, right? So I'm sure you guys would have already gone through the entire or detailed automation process. So we need to have some trading idea. You could have traded that idea manually, but now you might be looking for an automation, or you are thinking that certain mathematical model has some sort of edge in the markets, or you're reading some paper, or you're getting ideas from a conference, right? So the idea can be from anywhere. It could be from a literature, it could be from a YouTube channel, or it can be from an research material, or it can be even from your own screen time trading, right? You would have done this or you would have seen that pattern multiple times, and you want to convert that into a trading rule. That is where the design process comes in. So we design strategies. Designing strategies is nothing but converting your patterns or whatever the models into rules: when to buy, when to sell, how much to invest, when to increase the position, when to decrease the position, right? Not only that, designing the strategies involves a lot of many things: which asset class to trade, right? So how to pick up non-correlated assets, uncorrelated asset classes, how to select it. Should I have to trade a portfolio of symbols, or should I have to trade a portfolio of trading system? Should I do rotational trading system like mutual funds do, or should I do some sort of arbitrage? Should I do option buying? Should I do option selling? So designing is a very vast process. Now today's session is not about design, right? Now, once you finalize your design, right? So you're thinking that you want to automate a simple momentum trading model, right? So a simple buy sell strategy is what you want to automate it. And next comes the building the trading system design. This is where you convert your ideas from design to code, right? And finally, we do the back testing, and after back testing, we will be fine tune the trading strategy to optimize the strategy. In the process of back testing, we'll check whether the idea has been working good or not. How well it worked in the past. We'll be testing on the historical data, and in the optimization stage, we'll try to fine tune the process. We'll try to fine tune for better risk management or better risk reward ratio. We might be adding some filters, or we might be even doing the uh, exhaustive optimization or smart optimization. A lot of optimization techniques are there. When it comes to Python, we can call it as like grid optimization. And once we are done with the optimization, once we improved our strategy through the optimization, we'll go for a walk forward testing. So walk forward testing is like alternative to paper trading. So instead of doing paper trading, I would say like walk forward testing is like more of an robust idea to validate your trading strategy, whether your trading strategy, how it performed in a unseen data, right? Because back testing and optimization, sometimes it may end up in a curve fitting. So that's why we go for a walk forward testing. And once the walk forward testing is done, that is where the integration execution process comes in. So we have to connect with the broker's API, and then we ensure that the API orders are able to, we are able to place the orders seamlessly, and everything works fine. Once we ensure that system is properly working fine, I'm having a profitable trading system, then we will take the trading system live and will continue monitoring the trades. So this is a life cycle of a simple trading strategy development, and it goes like a cycle. So in between you might be getting a fresh idea, so you might want to improve your strategy, or you might find some interesting filter which you want to again, you want to get into the process of revising your design or revisiting your system, changing your code, optimizing your code, optimizing your code for better profitability, or optimizing your code for speed. So a lot of things are involved over there, right? It's not like something which you can learn on a single day or two. But yeah, that's a complete trading strategy life cycle development. Now, what we are going to do in today's session is like we will be talking about the API integration process and API testing process. So this two processes is what primarily that we're going to talk about that. And people who are very new to trading systems, right? So a trading system, end of the day, it's going to generate signals where to buy, where to sell, where to short, where to cover, or how much to buy, how much to sell. So that's what an end of the day, that's what an trading system does. It could be a single instrument, or it could be a multi-instrument, or a portfolio of symbols, right? Or a portfolio of strategies either. End of the day, whether the strategy is going to make money or not, that's the ultimate thing. The majority of the traders cares about it. Now, when it comes to Python, right? So, what are the things a trader need to know about, particularly in terms of covering the complete life cycle management? Is like obviously you need to learn NumPy and Pandas. So, NumPy and Pandas are purely uh, kind of an for numerical computing and time series manipulation. I mean, in simple terms, I would say like NumPy and Pandas is where you will be able to build your own indicators, right? So a lot of indicators, even if you want to build a simple indicators or a slightly complex indicator, let's say you are seeing an indicator like a William Wicks kind of indicators, or maybe Chaikin money oscillator. So you need to play with the data. When you want to play with the data, you need to learn to understand how to use the NumPy and Pandas. And then, of course, if you want to get into sort of machine learning kind of stuff also, you need to get into NumPy and Pandas. Talking about technical analysis, we have TALib and Pandas TA. TALib is one of my favorite library because it is very faster. Almost, it is fast as good as like C based library. So the C based performance, when I say C, I'm talking about C programming language. So similar performance of C. C is considered as one of the fastest programming language in the world, right? And the same similar performance we can get in TALib. Pandas TA, it was a popular library, but I don't think it could be a popular library anymore because they themselves stopped updating, and they're getting into a kind of a dormant mode after a long time. There has been a good contribution happen in Pandas TA, but yes, Pandas TA is also a very good library, easy to use, beginner friendly. TLib also nowadays it is getting very much beginner friendly, by the way. And when it comes to backtesting, a lot of backtesting libraries are there, but one of my favorite is like Vector BT. So Vector BT also has their own way of implementing a faster backtesting library. It's one of the fastest backtesting library in Python for retail traders. They also have some two variants. One is Vector BT open source, and they also have a Vector BT Pro, which is a paid version, right? So they charge somewhere around like $25 per month. And then when it comes to live market interactions, we will be, I mean, in the next four sessions, we'll be using OpenAlgo. So OpenAlgo also has its own Python SDK. Using that, we'll be able to place orders, we'll be fetching the live market data, streaming market codes. So all those things are possible via OpenAlgo. More about OpenAlgo, I'll talk about that. And if in case if I want to do any charting or visualization, generally we can go with my favorite is like mostly interactive charting controls. So TradingView has a lightweight charts. So via Python, you can access TradingView charts. Yes, of course, TradingView where you can feed your own data into TradingView and you can visualize it. Or Plotly is also another interesting library. So a lot of libraries are there in Python, like Bokeh, Seaborn, many libraries are there, but these are my favorites when it comes to stock market visualization, right? And so everything revolves around API-based trading. API-based trading started around 2016, 17, if I'm not wrong. 2016 is where Zerodha is starting, and followed by that, Upstocks starting around 2017. So that's the time Upstocks asked us, like, can you build an trading tool out of it? So that's what they approached us. This is like back in 2017. That is where my algo trading journey also started. I mean, before that, I do algo trading. My algo trading I do around like 2014 with Symphony FinTech, right? And later on, I had to build my own from 2017 onwards. Now, talking about API, so API is nothing but an kind of a communication layer. Whatever we try to do manually, the API will be acting like a translator, and it will be doing at a software level, right? Let's say I'm placing an order. What I will do? Generally, I'll be logging into my trading terminal, and then I select the exchange, I select the symbol, and then I select the quantity, select the order type. So instead of me doing it everything on my own manually, right? Whenever there is a buy rule or sell rule, end of the day, every trader they will have some mechanism how to buy, when to buy, where to buy, or what place to buy. So they'll be having some sort of a rule base. End of the day, even a discretionary trader or a system trader, end of the day, they're gonna follow some rules. Whenever that rules are gonna match, whenever the rules are gonna match, what we will be doing is, like, instead of we going and punching orders directly through the broker terminal, we go and send orders through the API. So API is like kind of a route, like how we do on mobile-based trading or web application-based, uh, most of the brokers these days offer trading terminal, right? So how we transmit those orders, instead of doing it manually, we'll be routing through the API, right? So API is like kind of a communication layer, we can say like that. It's a way that we can communicate with the broker server to place order. Not only we can place order, we can do a lot more things. We can get the real-time stock market data, stock market depth we'll be able to get, our streaming codes, that's what we call as a WebSockets, our order updates in real time, whenever any order got confirmed or executed. So all those things are possible via WebSockets and API. Now the broker has a module called broker OMS and RMS. OMS is where the order management system will be handled, and then they also have RMS as well, risk management system. And this is the location where our margin checks whether the user is having access to the exchange or not, whether he is having sufficient margin or not. So everything will be checked. All the checks and balance will be done. Whether your order have to be routed to the exchange or not, all the decisions will be taken at the OMS and RMS end. And once all the proper checks and balances are done, then the order will be routed to the corresponding exchange. So the OMS is the one which will be having connectivity with all the exchanges. So this is a higher level architecture of APIs. But when it comes to Indian market, the API itself picking up around 2020 onwards. So once everybody is into the lockdown mode, that is a time many algo shops started appearing, right? Close to close, now we have like 36 popular vendors we are having, like Streak is there. So Streak is not fully automated, but one of the top automated algo platform, followed by that TradeRun, and then a lot of vendors are there. Some people provide as a cloud solution, some people even provide like an EXE solution, like Algobaba, Stoxo is there, right? So a lot of vendors are there, almost 36 vendors. So last time when I done some little research, I thought like maybe some 36 plus vendors across the India, they are serving all the algo traders. 2020 is where algo start trading is picking up. Retail trader, they started seeing the new way, a new approach to trade in the markets, right? But algo trading is not something new. I mean, algo trading was there in 2014 also, 15 also. But during that time, there is no API based trading. So if you want to do algo, there is another mechanism called CTCL based trading. So you have to be a dealer and you have to complete NISM Series 8 certification, and then you have to go and approach the broker. So broker will be providing a CTCL terminal, and then you have to host it in a server. So the process is too heavy, right? And you have to go for an exchange approval. So retail-based algo trading was there, but now we have a proper framework, right? So now SEBI says recently, SEBI circular, I'm sure you guys would have already seen that. Now SEBI says that retail traders now they can, if they are managing their own trading strategies, right? If they know how to code and all those things, then no approval is required. Anybody can do algo trading. This is what the recent SEBI regulation is all about. Now, when I am running my trading strategy, right, what SEBI is saying is like you need to have an static IP. As of now, the static IP is not implemented yet, but brokers are expecting around somewhere around August to September. The dates are not clear yet, but SEBI says around August, everybody should have a static IP. Means you need to have you need to run either in a server, a Linux server, or a Windows server, which has a static IP, IPv4 most likely, or you have to host it in your own desktop itself. You can still run, but still for your desktop you have to get the static IP. So either you can run in, still you can run in desktop also, you can run in servers also. So it depends upon you, like how you want to run. Maybe if you are running in your desktop, you have to figure out how to get the static IP for your home internet or office internet. You have to figure out how to get the static IP. Now we know that the only communication with our strategy is like if I want to send any orders, or if I want to get my order book, trade book, position book, anything that I do manually, if I want to automatically, if I want to do, there is only two way to communicate with the broker. One is REST API, another one is the WebSockets. Maybe I'll show you how things works. So this is where OpenAlgo is coming in. Even though brokers started providing APIs almost around 2020, right? Almost every broker they started providing APIs. Now nowadays, if the broker is not providing API, it's like kind of a sin. Means people don't want to open a trading account because the brokers they don't have an API. So that's how the transformation has been happened from 2016 to right now kind of scenario. Now, what OpenAlgo is trying to open up is like OpenAlgo, we've been building for the last, I think we've been actively building from April 2024 onwards. I think our first version 1.0.0.0 got released around May. I think start of the May we are releasing May 2024. So almost like it's been a pretty interesting journey. What we had done with OpenAlgo is like right from the beginning itself, OpenAlgo has been made open source. Open source in the sense you can run OpenAlgo without paying any fee. It's a free software. I mean, more than a free software, right? It does a lot more things. You can run in your own favorite operating system. Maybe you can run in Windows, or you can run in Mac. You can run in virtual machine. You can run it in Windows Server, Linux Server, Amazon AWS, Elastic Beanstalk. You can run it whichever the platform that you love to host, right? Which is kind of a cross-platform application, and it's 100% free to use, free to modify. You can build your own features. If you are really an Python coder, you can build your own features, right? If you're a trader, you can use it, or maybe if you're an educator, you can you can educate people on top of OpenAlgo, like how I am doing right now. You can also go and educate people on top of OpenAlgo, right? So it's completely open source, but people cannot change the colors and say like this is my own proprietary software. They can add some features. If you want to monetize it, you can also monetize OpenAlgo as well. Means you can build some extra features to your clients, and you can also charge money to on top of your service. You can provide some development service on top of OpenAlgo. That is totally allowed and legal, right? So basically, you have to comply with a license called AGPL v3 license, right? So it's part of free and open source software license. So one of the license name is like AGPL v3. You can go and explore. Probably you can ask ChatGPT what AGPL v3 is all about, right? It's a very quite popular license though. And of course, it supports static IP. Now, OpenAlgo, not only you can interact via, or not only you can run your strategies only using Python. You can also have your strategies in AMI Broker. You can have your strategies in TradingView. You can have your strategies in Excel, MetaTrader, spreadsheet, right? Excel spreadsheet, Google spreadsheet, N8N. So you can bring your own strategies and you can connect with OpenAlgo. OpenAlgo will be acting like a kind of a middleman. It is not only a middleman, but it will be very soon your part of your trading system itself. It will be your brain of your trading system. Right? Your logic will be there, but the execution logic will be handled by OpenAlgo. You run your own private algo trading platform in a very simple terms, which means you control your environment, you control where your strategy should be sitting, you control where your you control your complete source code of you own the source code of OpenAlgo basically, right? And you basically have the complete control, complete freedom to do what you want with the trading bridge. So here are some of the list of tools that we are going to use today. So we need a broker API. I think let me do one thing, that we need an broker API basically. Just give me a sec. So we need a broker API. We need an editor, probably a VS Code editor. And then we need an Python. So that's where we're going to write our Python strategy. We need Git and we need ChatGPT, custom GPT to design our own trading strategy. So I want to show you, before showing the demo, right, I would like to talk a little bit more about OpenAlgo, because OpenAlgo does a lot more things. Now, talking about OpenAlgo, many people's question is like, why I should use OpenAlgo? I would have directly used broker API and then I would have directly build strategies, right? Why exactly I should use OpenAlgo? So for those people who are having similar questions, let me tell you, OpenAlgo simplifies your integration process. So when you are building a strategy, right, you may need to know a lot of things. So you need to know, like, you need a log storage basically. You need a log storage to store your all your trades, not only your trades, sometimes what data you fetched, what time you have done what, everything you need to get logged in. So you need a log storage, probably for auditing purpose. End of the day, you need to know what orders I had placed automatically, which strategy I had placed. If it is only one strategy, it's very easy to automate with a broker. But if you, let's say if you're having 3 strategies or 4 strategies, or some strategies you are using AMI broker, some strategies you are using Python, some strategies you might be using Excel, some strategies are button trading strategies, like when the button you press, the order will be going through that. So everything need to be recorded. Or in some instance, you need to maintain a symbol database. No matter what, you need to maintain a symbol database, because when you are writing a strategy in Python, right? Uh, if you want to place any order, basically directly, if you're going to place any order with a broker, most of the broker you have to send something called token, auth token, authentication. A lot of things you may have to solve. OpenAlgo will be solving those things for you. And OpenAlgo also comes up with a trade management where you can create strategies, intraday strategies or positional strategies. So it comes with an automated square off. It's at a very primitive stage, but very soon it will be doing a lot more things. It will be controlling with the stop loss, target, trailing stop loss. Right? Maybe if possible, next week I might try to give a small demo of like with stop loss, target, and trailing stop loss, which I've been building it. Not yet revealed yet, but I think probably next week we might be doing something about this trade management. And the latency monitor. So at what rate my order is executed, like what is the speed of the execution, how many milliseconds. You would have heard that people are saying like, my order went through like 50 milliseconds, 100 milliseconds. Some brokers even claim that my execution speed is like 20 milliseconds. So what is the rate of execution? I mean, what is the speed of execution? Like how many milliseconds, within how many milliseconds the order is sent. So all those things, if you want to monitor, or if you want to do an testing your strategy before deploying your strategy in live, right? So that is where the API analyzer comes in. So it's not paper trading, but it's kind of a strategy testing tool, which will be helping you to test whether the strategy is working fine or not, whether the signals are received properly or not. It's not going to track the performance of the strategy, but it will guide you to uh, validate whether your strategy orders are received properly or not. So by this time, whether the execution is happening exactly at exactly the same time when the signal is getting triggered or not. So all those things OpenAlgo does, but it also does more than that. It also comes with a web UI, a cool web UI. So we use Python Flask. Along with that, we use Daisy UI and Tailwind components, a beautiful UI interface. The best part is OpenAlgo supports 22 plus brokers. So probably we are also working with two other brokers as well. So recently we've been working with brokers like IND Money and India Bull Securities to onboard their APIs into OpenAlgo. So far, all the top popular brokers has been covered. You name the top popular brokers. Most of the top popular brokers has been covered. Still, some of them are yet to onboard, but we are having it in our pipeline. Right, so a lot of brokers like Zero, the Upstocks, Fires, then uh, most of the popular brokers has been covered, and some of the brokers like Motilal Oswal, Sher Khan, and Samco, they are in our pipeline. So probably by another 3 to 4 months, we'll be closing those brokers as well. So probably very soon, we'll be reaching 25 plus brokers in another 3 months timeline. Now, what is so interesting is like OpenAlgo itself kind of broker agnostic, means you run a trading strategy with one broker, tomorrow you shift to another broker, right? You don't need to change anything. So your strategy remains the same. What are the code that you'll be writing? You'll be writing not on top of the broker API. You'll be writing on top of the OpenAlgo API, right? So which means any orders that you're going to send, you'll be communicating only with the OpenAlgo API. And OpenAlgo in turn will be communicating with the broker API and it will be transmitting your orders. So OpenAlgo will be a kind of an acting like a kind of a middleman. And not only that, OpenAlgo also can connect with external applications as well. Like recently we had built something called Historify, where you can store the stock market data in a database format. From there, you can also export 1 minute data or 5 minute data, hourly data, daily data. You can store it, or even better, you can also send your real time data, historical data to AMI broker kind of tools. You can also fetch the data from your Python. So I'm going to show you a small demonstration of it. I'm going to walk you through like how to install, and then so what I'm going to do is like I'll try to pull up my VS Code. So here is my VS Code. So here is my VS Code. I'm going to show you right from the scratch. I'll go to File, Open Folder. Now, how many of you are very new to VS Code kind of tools? If you are new, you can just type yes. If you are like already using VS Code, you can say like I'm using it for like 3 years, 1 year. Okay, Siddesh is like kind of new. So who are saying yes, I can take it as new. Diksha says never. And there are questions like, are we going to use VS Code or Google Colab or anything else? So we're going to use VS Code only. Particularly when I am running in my desktop, I prefer to use VS Code, or there are other agentic AI coding tools like Windsurf kind of tools is what generally I prefer to use. Windsurf or Cursor. So it doesn't matter. So Windsurf and Cursor are recently popular editors. You can use in PyCharm or you can use in VS Code. VS Code is one of the top popular coding editor. You can download it from the Microsoft portal. Just Google VS Code Microsoft. You should be able to download it. Right, so I'm having VS Code editor here. I'll go and first what I am going to do is like I'm going to download the OpenAlgo source code. So I'll go to my D drive. From here, I'll pull up a new folder. I'll say like OpenAlgo hyphen Python. I'll say like strategy. So what are the name that you want to give? Where you're going to store your OpenAlgo folder, right? So you just open up the folder, and once you're done with that, open up the terminal. Now, from where you can go and download the OpenAlgo is like, let me pull up the OpenAlgo portal. you can always go to openalgo.in, right? So from here, you can find the GitHub link. Click on the GitHub link, copy the URL. And before installing OpenAlgo for the first time, what you need to understand is like just type two things you have to check. One is the Python version, Python hyphen version. If Python is not installed, you have to ensure that Python is installed. And you also have to install Git as well. So Git hyphen version. So if these two things are there, then you are good to go and install OpenAlgo. Third thing, what you need to do is like pip install UV. So UV is a package for running Python in a secure environment, in a virtual environment. So ensure that these three things are already done, right? You can also consider going through an documentation. So I had done some documentation, just search for market calls VS Code. I've given a complete step-by-step procedure how you can kickstart with your VS Code journey. So how to install Python, how to install VS Code, what are the things that you have to do. You have to set some interpreter. Hardly it is like 5 minutes of work. So it's like one-time work, you have to do it. And once everything is done, next comes like downloading the OpenAlgo from GitHub. So there's a command called git clone and then paste the URL. So you just type enter. So probably within a few seconds, the complete OpenAlgo source code will be getting downloaded, right? So this is a complete source code. Right now, these are the list of brokers it supports, right? And if in case you don't want to park your real money, but still you want to test it, there is a Done Sandbox is available. So you can just search for Done Sandbox, Done Sandbox market calls. You'll get to know how you can integrate Done Sandbox, where you don't need to play with your real money. You can still execute your strategies with Done Sandbox. They will be giving some virtual money, and then you can connect with that. Maybe if possible in one of our session, I'll try to show you how Done Sandbox works, right? You don't need to have any trading account with Done. So you can just go and take the Sandbox API and you can integrate and you can transmit orders. You can still build strategies and you can build strategies which are the broker of your favorite. So these are the list of brokers which has been supported. All those detailed documentation for everything, documentation is going to be your guide. Everything, whatever that we do or anything that we implement, we always ensure that we are documenting. So docs.openalgo.in, this is where you can find a complete instructions. Complete instruction, let's say like I want to install my OpenAlgo in Windows or Mac or Amazon or Ubuntu or Docker, or even I want to test in the cloud, like I want to run it in Google Colab, or I want to test it in GitHub code space, right? So all those instructions are available over there. Time to time, we're also updating those instructions as well. And if in case you want to see how I can place my orders, so everything is over here. The complete documentation is there, and we also have a Python SDKs as well. Now let me go back to OpenAlgo, and then I'll show you. So I'm going to download. Okay, I already downloaded it, right? So once I downloaded it, there's only two more process I have to do. If you scroll down, there is an .env file, .sample.env file. This is an environmental file. This is where this is a sample file. We have to copy the sample file and then we have to create the .env file. So first you get into the OpenAlgo folder. So OpenAlgo folder is going to be your root directory. So always remember one thing, whenever you are running any application, you have to run OpenAlgo from the root directory only, not from some other directory. You should not invoke OpenAlgo. So I'm inside OpenAlgo folder. I'm going to copy. CP is the command name for copy. So I'll also zoom it out. So CP space .sample.env. This is the file I'm going to copy to .env file, right? So CP .sample.env space .env file. So this will create a .env file. Now this .env file is very important because this is where I'm going to keep my broker API key, API secret, or some of the XTS based broker. They also require some more extra keys as well. This is optional. Maybe if you are using Zerodha, Stocks, Dun, Fires, First Stock, or any kind of broker that you are using, most likely you will have to set your API key and API secret key only. Sometimes you may also have to set your redirect URL also. Right, so you first thing is like you have to set your broker name. So in my case, I'm going to use Angel. So Angel is the name I'm going to give, and this name should be from the valid broker list. So under the valid broker list, you can find all the list of brokers supported by OpenAlgo. Right, exactly the same name you have to keep it over here. Right, And now I'm going to get the API key and API secret. Now, when you are opening up the, you can get the API key and API secret key mostly from the broker's developer portal. Every broker will be having their own developer portal. For example, when it comes to Angel, they have a developer portal named Smart API. Smart API is their API name. So here, smartapi.angelbroking.com, I'll go and log in. I'll enter my credentials. I submit. So here I'm going to go and create the API key and API secret key, right? And this procedure changes from broker to broker. And that is why you always have to refer. Maybe if you're a first time user, it's highly recommended you always go and go through the individual broker's documentation, because the documentation will be changing from broker to broker. Whatever the procedure which I'm going to show now, that could be little different for a different broker, right? So here in case of Angel, I have to follow this procedure. I have to activate some TOTP. Once this is done, almost every broker these days demand TOTP. Only certain brokers are still sending OTP through SMS. So once I got that, I'll go and create my API key. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'll enter I'll say like OpenAlgo, or I'll simply say like Python, right? So the name can be anything. Redirect URL, when it comes to Angel, they are not using redirect URL though. So I'm going to give some dummy URL. So I'll ensure that it's starting with HTTP, yes. It can be any URL name. Because to my knowledge, they are not using redirect URL. This redirect URL, they are giving it only for the partner APIs, not for the retail APIs, right? So you can just fill a dummy name. Angel client ID also, you don't need to give. So I'm just going to give a dummy only. So I'm going to create the app. So once it is created, probably I'll go and Python, right? So here is my API key. I'll go and enter the API key. API secret also, I'm going to copy and paste. But to my knowledge, the API secret, Angel is not using it, but it's okay to go and copy and paste those values, right? So once this is done, right, next step is like starting OpenAlgo. So we're going to use UV. If you remember, we had done the pip install UV. UV is an UV does many things. UV manage the libraries, UV manage the virtual environment, UV help you to run in a secure environment, right? So I'm going to use UV run app.py. So this is the command I'm going to run over here. Now this command will be taking approximately some 2 to 3 seconds to install all the libraries. So what it does is like it does three things. Number one, it will try to create a virtual environment. That is what it does. Number two, it will try to run all the libraries. Almost some 117 libraries are there. Hardly took like 2 seconds to install. And number three, it also start the OpenAlgo, initialize the database. So all those things it will be taking care of. So one single command, you will be able to go live. So probably the entire step, first time user, if you are installing, probably if you're already having VS Code, if you're already having everything, all the GitHub, everything has been installed, hardly within 2 to 3 minutes, you can go live, right? And we are trying to reduce that 2 to 3 seconds also. We are 2 to 3 minutes also. We are trying to reduce in our upcoming. We have some different plans to simplify this API configuration process. But right now, this is the procedure. One have to get the API key, API secret key from the broker portal, configure the redirect URL. Right. Once this is done, our application, which is a Python Flask-based application, the entire application, the entire OpenAlgo has been built using Python itself. Right. So close to close, if you would have seen in OpenAlgo, right now, if I see the number of lines in the in OpenAlgo, we are having like close to close 1.3 lakh lines of code is what we are having right now, right? That includes codes, Python, documentation, a lot more things. Now, my OpenAlgo is running at port 5000. Let me go and click on that, login. Anyways, in my case, I already logged in. In your case, why I had logged in? Just give me a sec. I think there is also one more OpenAlgo which is running here. I just close it because it should not log in for the first time. It should not directly log in. I'll just restart my application. Yeah. So now if I try to click on login, it will be taking you through the sign up page. I'll enter my credentials. I mean, this is the credential which I am creating, and this is your own personal credential, not your broker credential. And all your credential will be stored in your own personal database only. Within OpenAlgo, we don't have any trackers. We don't track anything. And completely source code is open, so anybody can do the security audit. So once we logged into the OpenAlgo, next thing is like it will be automatically checking what broker that you connected to. Maybe if you connected to Upstocks, it will be showing you Upstocks. If you're connected to Zerodha, it's going to show you Zerodha. If you are connected to Grow, it is going to show you Grow. Or whichever the broker that you connected, accordingly the corresponding broker name will be appearing, which means you are in the right track. And I'm going to click on Connect Account. So I'm going to enter my client ID and then PIN, and then I need a TOTP. For TOTP, I'm going to get my Google Authenticator. So if authentication is successful, you'll be start seeing that your balance will be automatically fetched from your account, and also it start downloading the master contract data, which will be like approximately 18 to 25 MB of data. It will take anywhere around 5 to 10 seconds to download. Sometimes it could be 15 seconds. It may take on an average, right? So it downloads almost this many amount of symbols, almost 1.25 lakh of symbols it had downloaded, and all the data is downloaded in a SQLite database. So all your database, all your logs, everything will be maintained in a database called a SQLite database. So it solves the authentication process, which you don't need to write those authentication. Basically, all these authentication, you can, OpenAlgo will be managing it for you. It's like your own private dashboard. Now, I'm going to show you how to place orders through API. Then I'll show you how to place orders from Python. So if you go to the API key section, so here we have this API key. Of course, this API key is confidential to you. If in case if you fear that somebody had seen your API key, you can always regenerate your API key. So it changes, the API key changes, the old API key will get invalidated. If at all, if I want to communicate with OpenAlgo, I need the secret key, right? So I'm going to copy the secret key. I'm going to use a tool called a Bruno kind of tool. This is a testing tool to check how the API works. So if in case if you don't know how the API works, so probably this is the first time to learn. So this is a testing tool where we'll be having an endpoint. Here we are sending a request. So in the request, I'm going to say like I want to send Reliance exchange is like NSE. My strategy name is like test strategy. And the product is like I'm going to say like MIS intraday and price type is I'm going to send a market order. And I'm going to send an 10 quantity is what I'm going to transmit. So when I transmit it, you can see that automatically the order will be getting through that. So I'll be getting a confirmation ID. So three things that you need to know. If you are an algo trader, definitely you should know that. Many people, they don't care about it. But if you are a developer or you want to become a strategy developer, definitely these are the very basics that you need to know about it. So we have an endpoint, which is the server where my OpenAlgo is listening, which is nothing but my server is running in my VS Code right now, right? So and request. So this is the information that we are going to send it to the broker, and broker will be giving a confirmation. That is what we call as a response, right? Now, the main important context is like I would have done this manually, but here I'm transmitting this message through a process called JSON. So via JSON, I'm transmitting this request. I'm getting a response over every request that you're going to send. Always you will be getting a response. Whether you send a right symbol or a wrong symbol, doesn't matter. Even if I'm going to say like Reliance 111, I may end up getting some error, but I'll be always getting a response from the broker, right? Anyways, so let's go to the order book and see. We also have like order book. So it shows like what are the orders that you are transmitting right now. Recently, we had Reliance is what we had sent, NSC 10 quantity, so and so time, so and so order. We got a confirmation. So everything as like how you handle your order book, trade book, position book. Same wise, we can able to manage in OpenAlgo also. So OpenAlgo, you can also manage the trades also. Not a full-fledged controls of brokers, but some of the minimal controls. For example, let's say I want to cancel a lot of open orders are there. I want to cancel all the pending orders. So all the pending orders will get cancelled automatically. You can see that all the orders are getting cancelled. And what I had done is like once all the orders are cancelled, it will be auto updating the page, probably some 10 seconds delay I had given. I'm experimenting on that. So once the 10 seconds is done, all the orders will get cancelled over here, right? So if you want to cancel all the pending orders, you can cancel it. Or if you want to close all your position, there's a close all button is there under the position book. One shot, it will be closing all your any open positions that you're having for the day, all your positions, not your holdings, but all your positions in the position book will be closed. And this is for people who are trading using TradingView, and this is for the traders who are using charting, and this is for the traders who want to manage their strategies. So if you want to manage strategies in Python, let's say you want to manage, some of the strategies could be intraday strategies, some of the strategies could be positional. So those people can manage the strategy using this. But this is like very primitive, but very soon we'll be adding stop loss, trading stop loss, and trailing stop loss. If you want to have your strategy with a basic stop loss target kind of templates, we are working on right now. Probably I think within a week's time or 2 weeks time, I think that will be available very soon, because almost we are done with the basics of the core part, and we are improvising on a daily basis. But right now we will be focusing towards building a strategy template module where your execution will be sending only signals, and all your OpenAlgo will be taking care of stop loss target, like how other trading bridges do. OpenAlgo also very soon will be doing those things. Now, any orders that I'm sending, right, I'll be also able to go and check the latency monitor as well. So how much time the order is taking place. So recently I had sent a Reliance order. It took like 248 milliseconds, which is a round trip. So you divide by 2, you will be getting the latency. So which is like 124 milliseconds. So 124 milliseconds is what it taken to place my order. So I can keep sending orders as much I want. You see that? As I keep sending orders, now those orders will be appearing in the latency as well. So you can see like what is the latency of those. So even so, one of the order went through like a round trip of 144. So 144 divided by 2, approximately 77, right? So 77 millisecond is what it taken to place the order. So all those things you can able to monitor. So basically you can monitor your own orders. You cannot monitor your orders for the broker side. Many vendors, they don't provide order latency tool, but we have a small observability tool to check how much orders, what time it had taken. If at all there is an order delay, you can go and validate that why the order delay has been happened. Everything you can able to validate. All your automated orders, remember, only your automated orders can be validated. Manual orders, we cannot check what speed the order had went through. But any orders which are going through OpenAlgo, everything will be measured internally, and only you will have access to those your own orders, right? Because the entire data is sitting in your machine only. It's not hosted anywhere else. All your trading strategy, all your IP of your trading strategy, let's say your trading strategy is unique, and you don't want to host it in somebody else platform or cloud platform. You don't want your logic to go outside, right? You want to maintain it secretively. Then OpenAlgo will be serving that purpose. Now we also have like holdings as well. And then we also have log section. So log section will show you what time the order went, right? And what is the message which has been communicated, which strategy is sending the orders. Am I getting the strategy from Python, or am I getting the strategy from AmiBroker or Excel, TradingView? So which one is triggering the order? And what is the response I got? So what is the response means? Response says success. That means, doesn't means like order got executed. That means probably this is a acknowledgement from the broker stating that I had received your order. So broker is in turn, every message that you are gonna send, broker is confirming you that, hey, I received from my side, right? So it's just a validation stating that your broker might reject the order, or they may allow the order based upon your margins, checks and balance, whether you have facility to trade in MCX or let's say futures, right? So that broker will decide later on. But first confirmation broker will give you is like whether you have a money or not, whether you're having a margin or not. No matter what, you always get a confirmation. Confirmation whether the broker had received your order or not, right? So next, whether order status has been confirmed, pending, that is the next step. But first, any order that you're submitting, the broker will be giving you the order status. So likewise, I'll be able to go and get my, I can do a lot more things. Let's say I can go and get an quotes I can get. This is for Wipro. I'll go and get it for Wipro. I can go and get the historical data. Let's say I want to get the historical data for Nifty 31 July 25 futures. I want a 1 minute chart from so-and-so dates. I should be able to do that. So this is how the API communication takes place. Even I can go and fetch my funds, right? And I can get my order book, trade book, position book. So everything you can able to get, including your holdings, you'll be able to get through that. Now, all these things we are doing right now at an API level. If you do at the Python level, that is what that is where you'll be able to build your strategy. Now, what we are going to do is like the same thing we are going to do using Python. So in order to try with Python, what I would recommend is like there is a folder name called strategies. So under strategy, you can find this data.ipython notebook. So you have to first you have to go and initialize your API key. So this API key is nothing but OpenAlgo API key. So like how in my Bruno account I had sent my API key to validate to place orders or to fetch my order book, trade book. Likewise, I'm going to use the OpenAlgo API key. Remember, not the broker API key, only the OpenAlgo API key. So I'll go and get the API key again, copy it. Then I'm going to paste it. The first thing is like you have to go and select the kernel. Let me select the kernel here, Python environment. So usually it should automatically detect. If in case it's not able to detect, you have to set up the Python environment. Probably you have to set the path for the environmental file. Let me go and pull up an environmental here. So I'm going to use ChatGPT for that. So what I'm going to say is like, so if you go to OpenAlgo, right, you type ls, so it will be showing you all the files. We will be having a special folder name called .venv. So this .venv is our virtual environmental file. Basically, I have to map this. Again, a one-time mapping only. So you just say like, you just paste the path and you say like, I want to connect my .venv in the VS Code kernel. So it gives you a step-by-step procedure what you should do. So Control-Shift-P, that will be opening up the command palette. But right now the .venv is not listed. Something like cursor, it populates. So you have to ensure that this is the path you have to map, right? So you have to enter this path and then you have to press above. So that's what it's saying. Let me also do the same thing. So Control-Shift-P, select interpreter. So here I have to go and enter the interpreter path. I'm going to paste the value. So this is where my environmental file, my Python will be, all my Python codes are executed using this path only. So I'm going to set this path. So once that is set, I can go and select the kernel, Python environment. I should be able to see this .venv environment. So that's a one-time setup you have to go and set up if you're going to use UV. But I'm sure you might get familiarized with that. And once this is done, what I'm going to show you is like, first thing is like, I'm going to import OpenAlgo. And after that, I'm going to go to, I'm going to initialize my API key. I'm going to initialize my API key. I'm going to initialize my host ID. So a lot more things we can do. Probably I'll show you from where you can get the resource. So you can go to docs.openalgo.in. From here, you can go to Python. So Python contains how to get started with OpenAlgo using Python. So you have to set your API key. And followed by that, you also have to set up your, you can also go and check your Python version also, right? So right now the version is 1.0.19. Just to check whether Python is, your application is working or not, just try to execute. You should not get any errors. and ensure that you are selecting your .vnv file, which is shown as recommended. Select that. Maybe first time execution will take a little bit time, but second time onwards it will be cached, not be taking much of a time. So you can also go and check the version as well. So what version that right now we are having. This is like Python version, right? Not the OpenAlgo version. OpenAlgo version is different. This is Python version 1.0.19. So today I have to roll out a new API. So I have to upgrade the Python version also. Now, what I want to do is like first I want to place an order, right? So if I want to place an order, it's very simple. I have to just copy the place order functionality is there. Now, what this code does is like whatever I try to do using the Bruno API tool, this is an API testing tool. Whatever I try to place orders manually, when I place order, I'll be getting a response, right? It's exactly the same thing that you're gonna do over here. I'm gonna initiate a request, right? And I'm gonna get a response. So what are the response I'm gonna get? I'm gonna show you the printout of it. See that the response is what I'm able to get over here. Exactly NHPC. Let's say like I want to punch like 100 quantity I want to punch. So I should be able to get the order execution, and I'll be getting an order confirmation also. The same thing I'll be able to visualize it in OpenAlgo as well. So that is OpenAlgo. Do I need to remember the code and all? You don't need to remember any of the codes. These days we are living in LLM AI era, so you don't need to even type your trading strategies also. Here is order book. If I go to NH, I should be seeing NHPC over here, like 100 quantity, which is what we punched, right? And what else we can do with Python is like, if let's say I want to send a large quantity of orders. So we have like split orders there. So you can use split order. You can modify order, you can cancel order, you can send a basket orders. So let's say this is a simple split order example. So I'm going to copy the split order. Let's say I want to send an split order in options, right? So first thing you need to know is like we are not going to use broker's symbol. We are having our own OpenAlgo symbol format. So OpenAlgo symbol format, if you are not familiar with that, you can always go to the search section. Let's say I want to find my symbol for Nifty July series 25,000, let's say 800 call option. Right. So here I can go and see what are the symbols which are available. So next month contract is like 17 July. I'm going to select that. Exchange. These are like OpenAlgo support exchange. Maybe your broker might be having a different names, but OpenAlgo always the symbol names and exchange names are always common across all the brokers. So here I'll go and select NFO and then search. So this is my current symbol and this is my broker symbol, right? So I'll copy this symbol and then I'll say like, this is the symbol that I'm going to send orders. An exchange is like, these are the supported exchanges. So you can see like NSE, NFO, BSE, BFO, CDS, MCX. Now all those informations are also captured in the documentation as well. So if you go to V1, which is where all our API documentations are there. So you can go and check out the symbol format. So these are the list of symbol, how option symbol, what is the format, and index, Nifty, Bank Nifty kind of index, what is the format, and what are the order constant, what are the exchanges which are supported, what is the product type, what is the price type, what kind of orders that I can send. Of course, right now you cannot send BO or CO orders, but very soon that we will be adding those as well. So here I'm going to say like I want to buy. Let's say I'm going to buy like 7,500 quantity, 7,500 quantity, and then I'm going to say like 1,800, which is the uh, freeze quantity limit for Nifty. So once this is done, I'll try to execute this. So instantly you can see like within 300 milliseconds, all your order got filled. Almost how many orders it is? Almost like 5 orders. It got split into 5 orders. All the 5 orders got a fill. So which you can go back and see it in your OpenAlgo itself. So here is OpenAlgo. If you go to order book, you should be able to see all your all the orders that we sent to. Oh, I'm not getting it. I'm missing something. Exchange NFO. I'm sorry, NFO. Because order ID I'm not haven't received yet. I am sending with the wrong exchange. NFO is like Nifty futures and options. Let me try to execute it. So now if I come back to OpenAlgo, you should be able to see like all the 5 orders are here. right? And how much time it had taken to fill all these orders. All those things you can still go back and measure it from the latency monitor as well, right? Like split order, the split order entire five orders, it taken like 217 milliseconds, which means every order it took like approximately 25 milliseconds. So to and fro put together 50 into 2, 50 into 5, which is like 250 milliseconds approximately. So 25 milliseconds is what it taken for per order to fill. Even you can say like 15,000 orders also, 15,500. The best part is you can measure everything. Everything is happening in front of your eyes. Nothing. If you are in a closed environment, you don't have any idea how much time your orders are getting through that, right? So here you can have a complete visibility over here. So transparency is one thing what OpenAlgo is trying to achieve. So we are trying to bring like 100% transparency. Means what do I mean by 100% transparency is like not only the source code is open, the design, what is our design, what kind of design that we are doing, what is the security audit that we had done, right? What are the security implementation that we had done, what we are going to do, or what we are doing right now. Everything has been done in public, right? So we have our own forum. Of course, many of you guys are already in the forum. If you are not in the forum, you can go to openalgo.in. From here you can go and invite yourself. It's a Discord based platform. You'll be automatically redirecting to Discord. And right now, approximately 1,400 people are there. I think I'm already having this forum here. Here is my Discord. So you can go and invite yourself in Discord. And approximately right now, some 1,485 members are there. I don't know how many of them are algo traders, but many of them are developers, many of them are algo traders, right? And many people are experimenting, many people are building new features on top of OpenAlgo, many people are giving suggestions, many people are testing it out, many people are taking it live, right? So we have all kinds of mixed algo community it is. We try to keep this community as an, I would say like kind of an, I would say like one of the intelligent community, I would say, in terms of talking sense, right? We don't deviate. We ensure that we talk only about algos, right? We only talk about strategies. We only talk about what to build, how to build, what is the better way to implement OpenAlgo, right? So what are the new features that I should do? Or people come and even scrutinize, hey, you are doing a wrong approach. Maybe I am already a developer, so I had a so-and-so experience, like 10 years of experience. So maybe you should do this way. This is a better approach. So we modify our approach, right? So it's kind of an open source way of implementing design. So many designs has been implemented from the community. So it's more of a community driven stuff OpenAlgo is all about. Now talking about the final thing, like how to build trading strategy out of it. Okay, I can understand how to place orders. Now, what are the APIs that we are covering? Close 20 APIs is what we are covering over here, right? So maybe if you are a trader, you don't need to focus on the APIs. You can directly come to the Python implementation. So here are the list of functionalities that you can see over here. So if you want to modify order, this is the format that you have to send. You don't need to worry about what is your broker format. End of the day, you have to only worry about what is the OpenAlgo format. Tomorrow, even if you're migrating from broker A to broker B, or you're running same strategy, let's say I'm having two different accounts. One account is with Upstocks, another account is like, let's say with Shunya or Flat Trade. Then you don't need to worry about your strategy. You code once and you can reuse the same strategy and you can deploy it to multiple brokers. Or let's say you are having your own you're having your own account with uh, same accounts you are having for your account also, your mom account also, you're having it. You can host multiple OpenAlgo instance and you can trade in both of your family accounts. That's totally possible, right? And remember, one OpenAlgo serves only one account only, right? So OpenAlgo, you can run it in your own domain. So you can host it in your own domain. Basically, if you are having a Linux server, you can run it in your own domain. Maybe if time permits, next time, tomorrow I'll try to show you how you can run it in your own domain, right? So you can host it in your own domain or you can host it in your own server, Linux server or Windows server. Maybe I'll try to show you a demo on how you can install it in your own server. Now, how to build strategies, right? That's where the most important thing here is like. So that is where the ChatGPT comes in. So you just go to ChatGPT, chat or chatgpt.com. So from here, you can go to a place called probably you can find GPTs. You should be finding it in your GPTs. From here, you can go and type OpenGPT. So I mean, not OpenAlgo GPT. OpenAlgo it is. So OpenAlgo Dev Expert by marketcalls.in. That's a thing that you will be seeing over here. You can go and select, and you can start the chat. Right. So here you can go and start building your strategies. Now, this OpenAlgo has a complete documentation. It knows everything about OpenAlgo. Not the new features, but once in a while we'll be periodically updating. Maybe if I updated some new feature, it may not know about it. But time to time, we are also updating the new features as well. Like today night, I'll be updating OpenAlgo again. So here, all I have to do is like I have to simply go and ask. Let's say I just want a simple EMA crossover strategy. I'm just gonna simply type a prompt. I'm gonna say like write a simple EMA crossover strategy. Let's say 10 and 20 EMA crossover strategy. 10 and 20 EMA crossover strategy. This is a very basic strategy. Now, once this is done, what you'll be doing is like based on the knowledge of. So we had given a custom knowledge of the Python documentation, complete Python documentation. It knows about it. So it knows how to design a strategy. It's a lot of instructions that we are given, how to fetch the data. So for fetching the data, it has to fetch the historical data. So this historical data, right? So this will be downloading the data. Maybe I'll show you how the data looks like. Maybe it's quite interesting though. I'll show you. Let's say I want to download uh, data of Nifty futures. I want to download. So everything for me, my reference is only the documentation. So in the Python documentation, go to the history. So here is the sample code, copy it and come back over here. And let's say exchange, you know what is the exchange NFO, and the symbol is like Nifty future. So if you don't know the Nifty future symbol, again, you can always go back to OpenAlgo. So here is OpenAlgo. Go to the search section. So we want to search in Nifty futures and options, right? So Nifty FUT. So you just search for Nifty FUT or even JUL July. So you can give what are the keyword that you want. Or if you remember your expiry date also, you can send the expiry date. You will be able to find the symbol. And this is the symbol that we want to use. So here is our Nifty future. But over a period of time, if you start using OpenAlgo, you will get to know what is the symbology of OpenAlgo is. So I don't even go and search. I just simply start typing it because I know the symbology. Maybe if you're a beginner, first time it might look a little awkward to understand the symbology, but very quickly a trader will be very soon they'll be learning all those things. So here I'm going to download like last 1 minute data for the last 30 days is what I want to download. Let's say like 6 and then 7. Probably the today's date is like what 5, right? So today's data is what I'm going to give over here. I'll try to execute this response. So when I try to run this, I'll be getting the historical data. This is the historical data for 1 minute time frame. So if I want 5-minute time frame, I just simply change from 1 minute to 5 minute. I'll be able to get the 5-minute data. Or if I want daily data, I just simply change this to daily and I'll be able to get the daily data, right? So that way it is possible. If you want to build a custom time frame, you have to do something called data aggregation, right? Which is like kind of a next level of learning. But yes, you can get the complete historical data. Like to be frank, I think Angel Broking provides a slightly higher data. So it's like daily data, right? Maybe something like equity markets. I think they provide up to like 8 years of 1 minute data and long historical data. I think even from 1995. Let me try from 1995. It's like almost like 30 years of data it is. So this is like you can able to see like right from the complete historical data, you'll be able to see like 6,667 days, which is like approximately 29 years, right? Approximately 29 or 26, 28 years of data is what we are having right from the scratch. The data is there for daily. Maybe 1 minute if you try, Probably, I think you may end up getting data for the last 8 years, probably 2017 when you try. I'm going to show you, like, it's going to take some time. Probably it might take like 1 minute to download the entire data, but it will be like almost like a huge amount of data set. It's like 1.1 lakh records of data. It is a huge amount of data, right? So that's the amount of data that you can download. But it's not highly recommended to download a big size of data for live trading. Live trading, you can keep it lightweight, right? Live trading, you can keep it lightweight, something like this. You can keep it, right? So maybe last 30 days or last 45 days. What are the data which is essential for placing orders in real time, for calculating indicators? So this is a thing that we'll be using it for calculating the indicators. And along with that, we also have real-time market data. Unfortunately, markets are not there. Otherwise I would have shown you. Maybe some other time I'll try to show you the real-time streaming codes, how easily you can fetch real-time market data rather than using brokers APIs. So compared to broker API, right, a lot of simplification has been done because maybe broker side, I don't think a trader might be designing it, but here, completely the OpenAlgo API is structured by traders, right? So structured by traders, shaped by community. So community tells us what clearly we should build, right? And we go behind that. Community says like we have to give importance to security. Yes, we give importance to security. I'm sure how many open source applications they do focus on security, but at OpenAlgo we had taken every steps of security. Some are still pending, but majority of the security loopholes that we try to fix it so that it completely uh, it will be like it adds more layer of protection because end of the day, huge money is going to involved in doing an automation. So there is no need that we should take effort to build on top of security. But yes, we thought like this should be something that we should be doing it so that the integrity of the application maintained. At least there is a purpose that why we are building this application. There'll be an definite reason for that. So that's why we thought like, okay, let we spend another 10-15 days also. We figure out how to implement the security. We figure out the centralized login process. We figure out which is best for the community, which is provide us easy to install, easy to understand. So from that perspective only, the OpenAlgo itself completely built altogether. Now, coming to the context over here, like we have this strategy, right? Now, the strategy, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to initialize OpenAlgo. We have to initialize our API key, and it's going to download the historical data. Now, this historical data, it will be fetching periodically, but in this case, I'm not sure whether it is fetching periodically or not. I don't think it's fetching periodically. It is not an executable strategy, by the way. I'm going to make it executable. I'm going to say like, ensure that you're gonna say like I will be running this strategy from, let's say I want to run this strategy from Monday to Friday, only between you can say what time to what time that you're gonna run. Let's say it's an intraday equity strategy, so I want to run only from, let's say, 9:30 to 15:00. So you can go and say like that, and any open position you can close it around 15:15. So automatically it will at that exact timing it will be triggering it out. Saturday, Sunday it will not work. So application will not be running at all. So it is also deciding what package to run. So maybe if you want to calculate EMA, you can use Pandas TA. Or for scheduling. So let's say I want to schedule my strategy only from 9:30 to 10 o'clock, right? So 9:30 to 3 o'clock. So we'll be using a PyTZ and AP scheduler. And OpenAlgo for placing orders and square off that we're going to use it. So now it says like the OpenAlgo Python bot is running. It's setting my timestamp to Indian timestamp, initializing the APIs. So it's setting my strategy name. The strategy name is what it will be appearing in my uh, OpenAlgo. And we also have like EMA crossover as well. So it is calculating the EMA crossover, checking for a EMA crossover using historical function. It's calculating EMAs. So it is using ta.ema. This is the function from Pandas TA itself. And it's generating the signal. It is looking for a crossover. It's checking the current bar and previous bar EMA. So if at all the EMA positive crossover or negative crossover, positive crossover means it's saying like signal equal to 1, which is buy. Negative crossover means signal equal to -1, which means it is sell. And if there is a positive crossover, it's going to place an order, right? It's using a place order. But here, when it comes to placing order, I prefer not to use a regular order. I prefer to use a smart order. So I'm going to say like place smart order instead, which is highly useful if you want to completely do an end-to-end automation. So place smart order, if at all, let's say you don't have any open position and suddenly there is a sell signal is coming in, it will be ignored. So based upon your positions, place smart order will be taking decisions over here. So if at all you are having, you don't have any short position, but suddenly short exit is happening. Short exit will not happen because you don't have any open position. So likewise, it takes some smart, intelligent decisions. So now we have a complete full-fledged code over here, and the strategy also keep on fetching every now and then we'll be keep on running it. So we can decide like how frequently we should be fetching the historical data, right? So when to what time it will be running. So exactly at it'll be running the EMA crossover only between so and so timing, only from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock, and it will be running only from Monday to Friday. Right? Monday to Friday only it will get scheduled. It also square off position exactly at 15:15. Right? So all those things it will be having over. You have to only have to tell. You don't need to write any single line of code. Do you see me? I'm writing any single line of code. None of the codes we don't write manually these days. We only tell what to do and how to do, and yeah, that is how you have to be excelling in I mean, I'm sure like OpenAlgo custom GPT, once you start using it's free to access. If in case if you want the link, you can always again go to docs.openalgo.in. So here you can find the OpenAlgo GPT link. Here is the link. You can click it directly. It takes you to the OpenAlgo chat GPT page, right? Will it work for free customers? Yes, it will work for free customers also. Maybe if you are an advanced user, if you are a ChatGPT paid customer, you'll be able to switch between different models. Like O3 model, it is really good for backtesting and doing complex process. Or if you are really want to explore various models and something like O4 mini, the execution is very faster. It generates faster codes. Right? Generally, I prefer using O3. O3 for something very complex, something like machine learning, or something like if you want to build some sort of an context like backtesting or validation or highly complex code. Simple task you can use GPT-4o. For example, building a simple EMA crossover, I can use GPT-4o itself. But let's say if my strategy involves stop loss, target, trailing stop loss, a lot of complexities are involved. Case to case, we might switch to a different model. So for example, the same strategy, I can say like I also want to add, let's say like 1% stop loss and 2% target. I can say like that, or I can say like I want to add zero 0.5 times of ATR as stop loss. You can also give such kind of complex things also, or and let's say like 1.5 times of ATR as target. You can say like that. So now it will start whatever the strategies that you have on top of it, exactly it will start building your strategies over here completely. You'll start building your strategies, right? So now, okay, I built the strategy. Now what? How I can test it? So this is the most important question. We can test it by switching not with playing with the live account. We can always switch to API analyzer mode. So there's an API analyzer mode. You can see that there's a toggle button here. You can toggle it. The complete background color changes, which means you are right now in an analyzer mode. You're not in a live mode. Analyzer mode you should not do use during live markets. Only for testing purpose only you can use. When you are using a live mode, you cannot use analyzer mode. When you are using an analyzer mode, you cannot run it in a test mode, right? That is the current limitation there. You have to understand that. So if you are in analyzer mode, no orders will be going through the live account. All the order logs will be captured in the AP analyzer. For example, I'll show you the same order which I'm going to send. I'm going to place an order now. Now this order is not getting fired in the broker side, but it is captured at the AP analyzer side. It shows you in the log format only what order is received, right? What time it is received, what is the message, what is the request message, what is the response message. So it's kind of a simulated feature, nothing much, right? It's not a paper trading. You cannot measure any performance, but you can only check what is the validation. You can only validate whether your signals has been properly executed exactly at that time or not, whether it's sending proper quantity or not, whether it's sending the proper symbol, proper exchange. If at all, if there is any issue, you are that you have to go and figure it out why the orders are not punching properly, right? So let's say I'll go and transmit the order as well. Again, I'm gonna go and send an order. Let's say this is like an HPC. I'm gonna send an order. So I'll be able to say that I'll be able to see a tag saying that mode is analyzed, which means whatever the order I placed, it is placed not in my live account. Live account, you don't get this context. Only in a testing mode, you'll be seeing that you will be getting mode as analyzed. No matter what, any order that you're sending, you're canceling order or you're placing orders, all these things you'll be seeing the tag saying that mode is analyzed. Maybe if you are seeing in the Bruno, you'll be seeing that same context over here. Analyze will be there. That means you are in analyzer mode. You're not in a live mode, right? You can do everything. Like you can do a split order, same thing. Like you'll be generating a dummy order ID, not a real order ID, but it's a dummy order ID. But all these orders, you'll be able to track it from here. Let's say like this is like split order, right? I can go and see like what is the split order, what is the response I got from the OpenAlgo sandbox. I prefer to call this as a mini sandbox, one of my favorite one. And we've been keep improvising over a period of time. Yeah, Diksha is having a question. Yes, Diksha, you can go ahead and ask a question. Diksha, you can unmute and you can speak back. Anybody who want to ask a question, they can obviously they can raise hands. There's a hand button option is there. Or if in case if you are feeling shy, you can also type it in the chat box as well. Anybody is having any questions about OpenAlgo? A lot of questions are there. Let me read one by one. In OpenAlgo, I can add simulation account. As I said, see the API analyzer is the sandbox. You can toggle it between live mode or you can toggle between analyzer mode. If you are in analyzer mode, any order that you're gonna send, it will be sent only to a dummy place only, right? You can only visualize it. You can only track it whether the orders are getting properly or not. You can only check it out. So probably if you want to test large amount of strategies and you want to validate it, this will be a best place, right? Anand is asking, can the front end of orders be Excel sheet instead of Bruno? Of course, your front end can be anything. It can be Excel, it can be AMI broker, it can be trading view strategy, it can be even N8N. N8N is recently popular because of agentic task, no coding tool it is. We also done some couple of videos in our YouTube channel about N8N, how to use N8N. So basically your strategy can be even from a MetaTrader also, MetaTrader or even NinjaTrader or AMI broker. It doesn't matter. It can be any platform which supports APIs, basically, in simple terms. It can be from Excel also. In fact, in our YouTube channel, we have done an almost like 1 or 2 hours of session on how to place orders from Excel, how to get the historical data into Excel. So whatever we try to do it in Bruno, same thing you can do it from Excel also. That's totally possible, right? So front end can be anything. It doesn't matter. So Anand is asking, can we incorporate a module inside OpenAlgo which tracks open positions and maintains a trailing stop loss? So which is what we are going to do probably by next week. So where we'll be having an internal, right now we have a module called strategy. Now this is the module which is going to have a template. You can run this in analyzer mode also. You can run this in an uh, both the modes, both analyzer mode also it supports, both the live mode also it supports. So here you can go and create strategies. You can tell whether your strategy is intraday or positional, whether your strategy is like long only, short only, or both. So if it is intraday strategy, what is the start time, end time, square of time? And very soon, what is the stop loss, target, trailing stop loss? So all those things internally OpenAlgo will decide it. So you can only fire buy signal, sell signal, stop loss, target. OpenAlgo will be managing it. So that I think I'm sure we'll be having a working prototype within like 1 or 2 weeks max. And Diksha is asking, can I get 5 years of historical data? So let me tell you, there are many brokers who provide large amount of data. Like Zerodha provides the maximum. You can get up to 10 years of historical data for equity markets, right? And I think Fires is providing 7 years, Angel is providing up to 8 years, and Dun is providing up to 5 years. And many brokers are providing anywhere around 2 to 4, 5 years, is what majority of the brokers are providing historical data. All the data you can download it from the broker itself, right? So you can download it and you can manage it. You can download daily data, you can download 1 minute data. Some brokers like Fires, they are even giving second level data also. 5 second is the minimal data they are providing. And I think tick by data, XTS supported brokers, Symphony Fintech's XTS API supported brokers like 5paisa, Zeebo, and a lot more brokers are, I mean, IAFL, India Bull Securities, which we are integrating recently. So everybody supports tick by tick data also, like 1 second data. So Diksha is saying, as a broker, I have 15 clients. So that how can I push order on one click? So I don't know, as an individual trader, this is OpenAlgo itself built not for a copy trading. It's not an alternative to your dealer terminal, right? You can still do it, but I will not recommend doing such kind of things. You can use OpenAlgo for your personal purpose only, or you can use it inside your family accounts. You can manage. That's the max you can use OpenAlgo, right? So can we integrate at OpenAlgo front-end strategy customization for dynamic? Of course, you can build your own front end if you are already having familiarity with Python and Python Flask. Probably if you're having some good idea about Jinja templates, Tailwind, and so this is a stack we are using. So we are using Python. Flask is what we are using for web development. So if you want to build any controls, logics, you can write your own controls. It's not like you always have to depend upon OpenAlgo community. If you are already familiar about Python, or you can hire some developer and you can build your own favorite strategy on top of OpenAlgo. That's totally possible and totally allowed. But as long as you are respecting the AGPL license, right? So I'm sure I would strongly recommend you to go back and understand what is the AGPL license is all about. ChatGPT is there that can help you out on that. So Rajesh is having a question. For a static IP mandate, do we need to run AMI broker and OpenAlgo within a static IP? Not necessarily. You can run your OpenAlgo. You can host your OpenAlgo in, probably you can host it in Mumbai server. My AMI broker can be running in Bangalore. That is totally possible because AMI broker will be only sending signals only. Orders will be originating from your server to the broker. So your AMI broker, if it is closer together, it's fine. It can be anywhere in the planet, and your OpenAlgo can be or should be inside. It's better to host it inside the Indian data centers. Like a lot of Indian data centers are there. Vulture, Linode, and OVH Cloud, Hostinger. A lot of vendors are there. So they are giving it all kinds of ranges. Some even from $6 to $30, $40. That's a range. You can find a reasonable amount of good servers you'll be able to find. But my recommendation is, like, if you're hosting it, you try to host it near to Mumbai or around Mumbai location. That is where your latency will be reducing a lot, right? So Manjunath is asking, so OpenAlgo acts like a broker between source and actual broker. Yeah, you can say like that. But as I said, it does a lot more things. It takes care of your execution management, right? So trading logic, you can write in Python, and execution logic, it will be OpenAlgo will be taking care of it. So trading logic is like when to generate a signal, which strategy to use. So end of the day, you're going to send an order. You can transmit via OpenAlgo, right? And yeah, and that is running still in completely in your environment. Priyanshu is saying, like, can it be utilized to test paper trade? It can be extended to paper trade, but what SEBI is saying is, like, virtual trading is illegal. I mean, providing virtual trading is illegal. So we don't want to get into that space. Otherwise, by now we would have done a virtual trading, complete paper trading platform. We are not doing it because people host it in their own domains. So end of the day, they should not be legally violating the terms. So that's why we are not building the paper trading. Recently, SEBI had banned virtual trading platforms. Maybe it's all over the internet. You can go and search it out. One of the reasons why we don't we are highly capable of building a paper trading, but we don't want to do. There are certain things that we don't want to do, right? So what is the roadmap for OpenAlgo? Will it be commercialized going forward? At least next to 3 4 years, I don't have any intention to commercialize it, right? Right now, yes, we are commercializing it. A lot of ways we are commercializing it. Like OpenAlgo is still open source. How do we monetizing OpenAlgo is like not in a direct way. Direct way, it is like it's a win-win for a trader also, for us also. Like as an lead maintainer, I would say like I've been building OpenAlgo for the last 1.5 years. The same question it happened. It's not a new question that I'm getting right now. Many people are asking like why you are building all these things, why when you will monetize it. So I'm saying like I don't have any plans to monetize first of all, right? Many brokers offered to contribute. Not only brokers, even our community members, they genuinely offered. They came and say like we would like to contribute to our efforts. So you are taking a lot of efforts, so we would like to contribute. We say like we're not going to take funds from anybody. We're not going to get funded. We're not going to take funds not from the brokers, not from the traders, not from anybody. But we are so far self-sustainable. Yeah, things are going on. We can say like that. Probably we are doing some B2B. We are building platforms, right? And we're also educating people on top of OpenAlgo as well. So most of our AMI broker sessions, we use OpenAlgo as primary. So for myself, it satisfies my own requirement. And some of my strategies I'm running in OpenAlgo, and some of my sessions like AMI broker sessions or Python sessions or trading view sessions, whatever the sessions that we do, we use OpenAlgo as a primary tool. So I am educating my students on top of OpenAlgo. So that way we are profitable. So we're not looking for any external funds. We're not looking for any monetization. I hope that will remain the same way, right? So at least for the next 5 years, I can guarantee that we are not going to do any monetization. Hopefully, after 5 years also, we're not going to monetize it. So that's the commitment I can give you right now, right? So Nishant is asking, can I do some option backtesting? So right now, there are some framework I would like to show, like some of the roadmap. As I said, everything is open source. I mean, including our roadmap also. So these are the list of roadmap. Some of them we fulfilled, some of them we are working towards that. We try to integrate some brokers here, but we had done more. We end up building more than what we are supposed to build. So a lot of new brokers we had onboarded, which are not even in our list. Recently, Pocketful, there is I think Delhi-based broker. They said like, can you integrate? And recently, IND Money and another broker, India Bull Securities. They asked us, can you integrate our. So we are doing that. Sometimes we are also trying to implement what is not part of our plan. Also, we are trying to implement it, right? So, but these are the things that we are working for this year. Probably, I would say like 25% of the things we had covered over here. Still long way to go. Still almost half of the year is left. I hope we'll be able to build. This is what mostly we are working on. Once this is done, right? Probably, I think this will be done in a weeks or 2 weeks time. I don't know. Maybe it's slightly a tedious process that right now we are working on. But once this is done, all the new features, what are the features that traders are asking, it will be there in no time. I can guarantee you that. So here you can find all the complete roadmap. You can find it over here. And yes, backtest is also one among them. We called as an open engine. That's a name that we had given to us. We had done some preliminary works, but still a long way to go. But before that, we want some of the core things to be done. So that the common WebSocket integration. So that's where most of our energy is right now going on. So Diksha is asking in Python backtest.py, I want to test on 200 stock features with complex strategies that can happen altogether. Of course, that will be happening altogether. When it is happening, everything will be a no-code thing. If you want to build your strategy, you can build your strategy using OpenAlgo GPT itself. So whatever that we are, any effort that we are taking in OpenAlgo, that will be reflecting in our custom GPTs as well. So that anybody can tomorrow, they can tell what they want and they can build their strategies, they get done. Maybe tomorrow I'll show you a sample how you can run your Python strategy, right? Or where you can find Python strategy, sample Python strategy. Uh, yeah, so everything is there in the documentation itself. But not only that, you can also run, let's say I want to place an intraday straddle. I want to place an order. Maybe I'll say like I want to place an order in Nifty ATM. I'll say like Nifty straddle. Probably I'll say like straddle for 17th July 25 expiry. It is going to give me the code for that. Exactly, it knows how to build an index straddle. It knows the symbol format, right? It know how to calculate the at the money call option, put option. It's going to calculate from the Nifty options. So it's going to get the codes of Nifty. It calculates it gets the LTP. From the LTP, it calculates the ATM strike price. From the ATM strike price, it's going to figure out what is the call option and put option. And it's going to execute those orders. Both the orders is going to execute, but I'm going to say like I want to execute. I want to execute at let's say like 9:20 a.m. and close at let's say like and keep a stop loss, of 30% per leg, and close the positions at 15. So all those things, it is highly capable of doing those things. You just name anything. Now strategies can be built in no time. So basically, you don't need to. End of the day, you need to know how to test in OpenAlgo. If at all there is an issue, you have to figure out why the issue is. For that, definitely a knowledge of Python is very much required. At least for time being, it is required. I'm sure that may also go. Who knows that? At some point in time, that may also go away. So building strategies, no time you can build. You can bend the strategies the way you want. So these are like some of the simple approaches. Maybe I'll show you a structured process of how to build strategies tomorrow. So this is like how to build strategies, but how to build strategies in a very structured way. So that is what we will be discussing in tomorrow's session. Right? Balakrishna is asking, can we check time-based dynamic strike price and check the OI range? Absolutely, anything is possible. So recently we have to build this. So maybe documentation is where you can find all the interesting stuff. So anything which I find interesting, I keep it over here. This is something that I had to build and a simple open interest based stuff, a simple open interest chart, right? Just to show the capabilities of OpenAlgo, not to demonstrate something which is unique or profitable strategy or something like that. Just to showcase what are the capabilities of OpenAlgo, like how we can fetch open interest. We've been building open interest for all the brokers. Right now, I think we had achieved for some 5 brokers we had implemented, like Alice Blue and then Zerodha, Upstocks, not Upstock, but Zerodha, and then we're done with Angel and done. So these are some of the brokers. You can get the open interest right now, but very soon you can get the open interest for all the brokers. Majority of the brokers, they provide open interest, but some brokers, they're not providing it. But majority of the brokers, I'm sure you will be able to build and time-based dynamic strike price and calculate the strike OI range. That is totally possible, which is what we have done, something called intraday rolling straddles. So like we'll be keep on rolling the straddles. Every time that we want to place an order, we will be dynamically calculating the ATM strike price, and we will be placing the orders dynamically. So completely vibe coded means not even a single line of code is generated by a human. We just give only prompt instructions and we get the things done. So that is what we do these days. In fact, the entire OpenAlgo, right? So as I said, the entire OpenAlgo is like 1.2 lakh lines of, I think right now it is like 1.3 lakh lines of code. I can boldly say that hardly less than 2% of the code are written by, probably less than 2% of the codes are written by a human. 80% of the code is written by Claude models. So means none of them are hand coded. Complete OpenAlgo is written by ChatGPT, and I would say like it is completely written by Claude Sonnet models. What are the documentation that you are seeing? The docs.openalgo.in, that is completely done by ChatGPT for API documentation. Even design documentation, complete design documentation, how to integrate a broker, how to add a new broker, or how to build a new feature. So everything has been documented over there. All these things are available as a documentation. Everything has been again written by ChatGPT only. And for doing whatever we are doing right or wrong, right? For that, for auditing purpose, we'll be using Google Gemini for it. So Google Gemini, we are doing code review, security audit, and again for web development and API SDK developments, we had used Claude Sonnet for that. And yeah, 15% of the work is done by ChatGPT, and 5% of the work, mostly code reviews and security audits, which finally we have to ensure that everything is proper or not. For that, we are using Gemini 2.5 Pro, right? Can I run multiple Python strategies? That's what Nishant is asking. Of course, you can run multiple Python strategies. You can run half of your strategies in Python, some of your strategies in, let's say, you want to run it in TradingView, and some of them you want to run in AmiBroker. Simultaneously, you can run any number of strategies. There is no limitation to the number of strategies that you can run parallelly. So Pradeep is asking, do you have an end-to-end training on how to use OpenAlgo from beginner to advanced? Yes, we do have. Let me show you. So we do conduct an 45 days, typically around 45 days of training session it is. I mean 30 days, but typically around Saturday, Sunday, if you include, it will come around like 45 days. So if you go under Python, you'll be finding this QuantFlow 2.0. We're done with QuantFlow 1.0 already. Around March, we are done with that. So which conclude around April. So it's like almost like 32 sessions, if I'm not wrong, right? So you can go and check this out. So these are the things that we had covered last time. And very soon we'll be starting with July edition as well. So starting of this July, we'll be starting with July edition as well. So QuantFlow 2.0, if you want to find the syllabus, you can find it over here, right? So there are two things. Probably under packages, you may not be able to find the course modules. You can only get an overview. But if you go to the relevant courses, so here is a relevant course. Here you can figure out the complete schedule and everything. All right, so I guess we also talked about how the API trading works. So we have an endpoint, we have a request, and we get a response, right? So this is a high level OpenAlgo architecture. Like we have we can send our orders. Always any tools that you are having your trading strategy. It could be Python, it could be Node.js, it could be TradingView, AmiBroker, or Excel. Your interface is always with OpenAlgo API only. So OpenAlgo in turn communicates to the broker. It acts like a kind of a translator. And OpenAlgo also provides you a web-based UI interface to monitor your strategies, to understand, to monitor various things, right? And yeah, here is a simple code to fetch an 1 minute data for the last 30 days. It's pretty simple and straightforward, right? It's easy to understand. And placing order also, it's pretty easy to understand. Hardly it's like one-liner code. I showed you in multiple lines so that it is easy for you to understand. Otherwise, it's just a one-liner code it is. And this is how we can get the real-time WebSocket streaming data. So basically, you need only these tools to place your order. You need a broker API, a VS Code, and Python, and Git, and ChatGPT for building strategies. Not everybody is using OpenAlgo for placing orders. Some people who I know, so recently I had to give a lecture in IIT. So some of the IIT students are using OpenAlgo for their machine learning. So yeah, you can also use OpenAlgo to download the historical data also. So we have something called Fast Universe. I thought of showing it. So here, if you can say like Fast Universe, right? So here, whatever it's not like only OpenAlgo, we kept it open source, right? So there is an application called Historify. Again, another 25,000 lines of code it is. So it downloads, it's a complete end-to-end full stack data management platform. You can download the historical data for the last 7 years, 10 years, sort of, from the broker, and you can download it and keep it in your database. You can also export in a CSV file also. You can schedule when to download the data. Let's say I want to download all the options data exactly around 6 o'clock in the evening. You can schedule it. So exactly at the scheduled time, it will be downloading the data. So it will be doing a data management for you. Later on, you can import the data into your AMI broker, Ninja Trader, whatever the format that you want, you can import it into your application. And we have our complete SDK, Python SDK, which is kept open source. Node.js library kept open source. Excel add-in kept open source. Model context protocol, which recently I'm sure you would have heard about that Zerodha MCP, which is getting viral. Even before Zerodha building MCPs, we have our own MCPs, AI agent integration. Maybe if you want to do with artificial intelligence and you want to integrate your AI tools, you can use MCPs to integrate with that. And then we have our own Chrome plugin. We have our own fast scalper, which is written in Rust. And then complete OpenAlgo portal is open source. Complete document, the entire documentation is kept open source over here. Whatever documentation that you're having right now, everything has been kept open source, right? And if in case if you want to know about the design process, you can always go to GitHub. So GitHub, you can find, if you go to OpenAlgo, so here you can find the documentation folder, documentation and design folder. So under the design folder, you can see the complete architecture of OpenAlgo. Maybe if you are a Python, if you are expert in Python, or if you want to become an expert in Python, you want to know, you want to study the architecture of OpenAlgo, complete architecture has been kept open source, almost like what is the overall architecture, how the API layer works, how the broker integration works, how the database layer works, all the complete technical documentation, which is written by, again, uh, Claude models, and it is validated by Gemini models. Some cases, Gemini also creates the documentation, right? It studies the source code, and on top of the source code, it completely write the architecture. And that is from the design perspective. And documentation, anything that we are doing, any new features or any security features, any security audit that we are doing, is there any security loopholes are there? So latency audit, is there any way we can improvise the latency further? Recently we have to implement something called HTTP connection pooling. After doing that, we are able to receive like um, three times our orders went to 3 times faster. Earlier it used to go around like 150 milliseconds. Now we are able to achieve like 50 milliseconds out of, if we are hosting in a Mumbai server. Some brokers even it goes like 40, 45 also. But 40 to 50 is the bare minimum. Most of your average trades will be mostly around 50 to 120 milliseconds one way, right? So latency is all about one way. And all our APIs are done connection pooling. HTTP connection pooling is what we do, which means even if you use the broker APIs, comparatively OpenAlgo APIs will be even more faster because of the HTTP connection pooling. I had seen some of the majority of the brokers SDKs, they don't even enable connection pooling, but in OpenAlgo, we initiate something called HTTP connection pooling. Means first order will be little slower. It could be taking like 250 milliseconds. Second order onwards, it will be going like 80 milliseconds. So there will be a drastic reduction in the second time, because second time will not establish connection. Already the connection will be pre-established. So all those HTTP connection pooling, all those performance improvements, we've been keep on improvising the performance. If any other people in the community says like, hey, you should look into this performance improvement, maybe this could give better results, then we go and study it, and then we will take an opinion, and then we'll also ensure that we are implementing it, right? And if in case if you are struggling with your implementation, where I can go and ask questions, if you ask me, the help and suggestion is where you can always go and ask your questions related to installation. Or if you are something is not working, or something if you feel it is not working, you can always raise over here any questions that if you're facing any issues, you can say like why the orders are not going through. You can ask your questions over here. Or if in case you are looking for some help, this is the first place you can go and ask questions. Maybe if you're a developer, you can be in this portal. If you're a trader, then algo trading, quant trading platforms, and Python mostly, any Python related strategies we can discuss over here, or any Python related APIs that we are launching new, or we are implemented just now. Everything will be under the announcement section, right? So, as I said, it's a complete no nonsense community, and we would like to remain that way. We only talk sense, no marketing. I don't even market my courses here. Maybe once in a while, I'll be posting some videos what we had done, some of the features that we had built in our sessions. Those videos I will try to post. But one and only about OpenAlgo, and anything about markets, algo regulations, we have a separate space for it. So we keep talking about everything about Jane Street and all the other market happenings in the chit chat section, right? So we keep chit chat only limited only to still only to talk about markets. Not much of a fun. If you're looking for from masala or something like that, you're not going to get anything over here. But if you're looking for knowledge, and if you're looking for some updates about recent algo regulations, you're looking for what we are building in OpenAlgo, and of course some we have a very interesting, this is one of my favorite, LLM and agents. Anything and everything about agents, large language models, any models, new models are getting in. So what we are doing with LLM models, how we are building codes, so everything end to end, we are sharing everything over here, right? All right, so I guess more or less we come to the end of the session here, and here are some of the algo regulation complaints. Maybe we'll try to talk about it in tomorrow's session because it's been a time now. So we'll talk about more interesting things in tomorrow's session. Maybe if you feel like this is too much for me, maybe tomorrow is the best day to kickstart, like how you should properly run your strategies. Today you might get a glimpse about how to build strategies, right? But how to run strategies, that is what I'm going to show you in tomorrow's session, and how to host it in servers. Maybe I can show you a demo of it. Yeah, so and anything and everything, and a Python based trader who want to kickstart with OpenAlgo is what we're going to cover in the next three more series, which is pending. So tomorrow we will be having same time, 7 o'clock, most likely to 7 to 8. Sometimes it could be slightly get extended, right? There are some more questions here. So Arjun is asking, what is the legality compliance side of algo trading in India? Is it fully legal? Of course, SEBI says it's legal. That's what you're seeing over here. For retail traders, there are regulations. Algo traders, there are regulations. Brokers and exchanges, there are regulations. So these are new regulations, which will be, I think, more or less, it will be active from August 2025 onwards. Right? That's the legality part. And Arjun also asking, would you be wrapping around the various broker APIs? How do you ensure forward compatibility with broker API if change? So broker will be keep on changing their API. That's a very interesting question. It's not the first time brokers are changing the APIs. Brokers keep up coming up with version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4. So before they are gonna make their old version obsolete, right? They will be always uh, sending us mailers, or sometimes some brokers, they even call us and say like, hey, we implemented new features, can you incorporate it? So they are asking such kind of questions. And yeah, so broker generally give a notification. In the meantime, we'll switch over, right? So since we are using LLM models, we don't even actually go and sit and code. So basically, any new implementation, max to max, we can implement within like 1 or 2 days. And yeah, we can do a easy switch over. It's not going to take much of a time. And if even if I'm not noticing, some other community say members are saying like, "Hey, don't you did you haven't you seen that the broker so and so broker had changed their APIs? So this is the documentation I had seen. I got the notification. Can you implement it?" So we go and implement it. So it's not like I'm the one on one who is contributing it. Probably if you go and see again OpenAlgo. So if you go to OpenAlgo and if you go to the GitHub portal, you can find a lot of interesting persons who are contributing to OpenAlgo. Some of them are college-going graduates, and one of the youngest guy was like, so I think he is Manan is the youngest guy, so he's like 18 years old. So he contributed in some of the zero the bugs, and there is like there are some senior developers who contributed. There are a lot of anonymous persons who contributed. But no matter what, we ensure that the quality of the code uh, is good. And yeah, sometimes we may have some hiccups, but we ensure that it will be sorted out in time, right? Again, he is one of he already has an Naidu, like he contributed for Paytm, and then Shiva contributed for Kotak, and Kalevani, one of my own team member, she contributes to 20% of the source code. Is mostly these days is done by Kalevani, right? And yeah, so a lot more people had contributed. Not only these are the people who had contributed from the coding perspective. There are a lot of other people who contributed. So they had genuinely tested, like Aishwarya. There is a person named Aishwarya. I don't even know the real name, but the name you can find in Discord channel. The name is under Aishwarya. Sometime back it was a retail trader, now changed to Aishwarya. So they come forward and then they test the tools. They say like there is a security vulnerability is there. Can you fix it? So these are the security. If only if you fix this bugs, then only you can see like people might be willing to go with that, because they might be trading with their lakhs of money or crores of money. So what is the guarantee that my account may not get hacked because I might be hosting in my own servers? So we thought like we again crypto info. So he enforced a lot of security. He had brought a lot of new things like Docker integration, right? So you name anything, our community talks about it, right? So in terms of building stuff, building strategies, anything and everything together. So Arjun is asking, as someone who has a full-time job but want to get into algo trading using OpenAlgo, how much time would you suggest I dedicate to able to successfully learn and implement? So hardly most of the tutorials we keep posting it in YouTube, right? So some of them are very intensive. Not everything can be posted in YouTube, but some of them we do as a courses. But majority of the new features, any new features that we are building or any new things that we are doing over here, the basic stuff. So all those basic stuff we are already talking about in our OpenAlgo channel. We just started talking. Very difficult to cover everything because if I want to cover, there are a lot of audience for AMI brokers, a lot of audience for TradingView, and there are a lot of audience for Python. But time to time, we are also keep on doing some basic things. Like today, I don't know how many of you think like it's a very basic course, but this is what the basic understanding of OpenAlgo is all about. OpenAlgo can do many things. Whatever that you want to do manually, all those things OpenAlgo can do it automatically, right? So anything that something that we are building cool, that we are posting it, something let's say I want to download an data for the last 10 years, we are talking about it. Somebody who want to know about place smart order, what is the difference between place order and place smart order, why I have to use place smart order. So those kind of talks we have, right? So and how to install OpenAlgo in Ubuntu server, and how to place orders in real time, and how to use custom GPTs, and some of the broker integration. Sometime how I can go and integrate with the broker, so and so broker. What are the new feature launches? So everything we've been covering time to time, right? So yeah, at least we'll ensure that at least 2 to 3 videos we'll be posting in a month's time. We could do more, but most of our time, most of our energy, we are spending in building the code, right? So that's why we're not doing day-to-day videos. Like I'm not a YouTuber, by the way. So we do publish videos once in a while, but we'll make sure that it makes sense to the community whenever we are posting. So Deepesh is asking, can I use WebSockets and make combined premium strategy? 100% is possible. You can build a stop loss, target, combined premium stop loss, single leg stop loss. All those things you can build with WebSockets, right? That's totally possible. An anonymous attendee is asking, can we build backtest with historical options data? Absolutely, yes, you can backtest historical options data. But right now, OpenAlgo doesn't has any capabilities, but we are having it in our roadmap. So we'll once the core is done, right? Very soon we'll be done with the core. Once the core is done, probably we might be taking another 3 more months to build the complete core of it. But once that is done, features will happen in no time. But, I mean, from my experience with, when I say experience, I'm talking about last more than 1 hour, 1 year, I'm putting my effort into OpenAlgo. So once the core is done, which eventually will be done within 3 months, we already done with most of the features, but still some 10 to 15% of the core features are pending. But once that is done, right? So features will be happening in no time. You name anything that can be built uh, in a matter of time. Kumar is asking, dummies in Python can use it. See, of course, I would say like OpenAlgo itself designed for dummies. Maybe initially it might look like rocket science or something like that. That is how I thought. Maybe uh, algo trading means only an software developers only can do, or an algo trading platform software developers can do. Let me tell you, I am not from a software industry background. I never worked in any software company. Right. So if I can build a algo trading platform, definitely OpenAlgo is for dummies. So if you're a new beginner, yes, OpenAlgo is for you. But the only thing is like you need to have spend little time. Like every other algo platform, you have to spend some time in understanding the platform. Likewise, OpenAlgo also you have to spend some little time in understanding it, right? So Arjun is saying like someone who has a full-time job but want to get into algo trading using OpenAlgo, how much time would you suggest I dedicate to be able to successfully learn and implement? Anywhere around 1 to 2 months. So that time is definitely required, right? Because you have to study how you have to come into a routine, how things works, some basic understanding, right? So what are the daily procedure that you have to tackle it, right? On a daily basis, what are the things that you have to tackle about it? And everything takes a little bit of understanding. So that comes around like definitely 1 to 2 months. You can get a deep expertise about OpenAlgo. You can easily handle OpenAlgo, right? It's not something rocket science, by the way. So Deepesh is asking, can we do backtesting of options through vector BT? Yeah, you can do it, but I would say like since options are nonlinear instrument, it is good to build our own backtesting engine, right? So vector BT is for building buy and sell simple strategy like super trend strategy or super trend MACD kind of strategies. So if your strategy is a technical analysis based strategy, then you can do backtesting through vector BT. Option backtesting, let's say portfolio Greeks, those kind of stuff, still vector BT can solve it, but I would prefer, I have a different ideology. If at all an option backtesting, we should be building everything from our scratch, right from the ground up, how we build OpenAlgo. The same way we have to build option backtesting, which is not a simple thing, but I think that is what we are moving towards. At end of the day, OpenAlgo should serve as a full stack environment for traders, not only from an execution point of view, but also traders can manage their own data. They'll be able to backtest their own data. They can able to download the historical data. So all those things should be possible from OpenAlgo itself going forward. Right now, it solves the very essential purpose of placing orders, monitoring of orders, simplifying the trading execution, migrating from one broker to another broker, or executing in the multiple accounts. So those kind of stuff are possible via OpenAlgo, right? So you can deploy multiple instances of OpenAlgo. Every instance will be connected to one single broker only at any given point in time. All right. So enough of the rant. And I say thank you for coming by and attending the session. See you in tomorrow's session with more interesting insights. Thank you.